Hey everyone, it's Jen at Ink Paper Rubber. I have a happy face on today because fortunately my package from the West Coast made it through the weather to arrive, and the package that got on the wrong FedEx truck yesterday made it on the right truck today, so I have some goodies to show you. Let's start off with Tailored Expressions. I always love Tailored Expressions and have some great spring and Easter things. First of all, we did get back in the new ink colors, some really great new springy colors that came out last month. Peaches and Cream, this pretty soft peachy color, Raspberry Sorbet, and Spearmint. We have the full-size pads, we have the little pads, we have the liquid watercolors in those three colors. We also have the new Toffee liquid watercolor back in stock. Also got the large sea salt ink pad back in stock. This is a really great color. It is one of their hybrid inks, so it is waterproof and it is alcohol marker friendly, and it is a very pale gray, so if you like to do any no line coloring, this is a really great color for that. Alright, most of the things I got in are just restocking, but I do have one item from the latest release that I had not gotten in previously. I've had my eye on it, and this is a new background stamp. It is called the Geo Quad Background, and you can see it just has these different geometric shapes, and there is a different pattern in each one of the four quadrants. And I think wait until I show you some samples of this. It actually is really cool looking when you see samples. Another thing that I have seen someone do, which I wouldn't have thought of but is a cool idea, is they went ahead and they cut their stamp apart into four separate stamps so that they could use just one of the backgrounds at a time. So that is also a really great idea. Pattern backgrounds like this are always great to add that little extra something to your project. So this is a really great stamp. It has the four different patterns on it. Got back in the No Drama Llama die set. This is a wonderful die set. You can see all these different pieces that it includes so that you can dress your llama up. And you even get two stamps for the face, so you can stamp a face on your llama, and those come right in the set as well, so don't need to buy anything extra. This is a little bit older die, but I really like their scripty word dies, and this is one of our favorites, the Hello dies, so we got that back in stock. Also got back in the Folk Art Tulip stencil. This is a really wonderful kind of folk art pattern, and it seems like people are really starting to enjoy their stencils more again now that the life-changing blender brushes are out. If you haven't tried the blender brushes with stencils, you really need to. It makes it so easy. If you don't have the brushes, come by here and we'll be happy to let you try them out here if you would like. Also got in some great new Easter things. We are getting closer and closer to Easter all the time, so don't wait too late to figure out what projects you want to do. The first one that we got back in stock is the Chick on a Hinge stamp set. And you can see you have the chick and the legs and an egg and some sentiments and decoration. And of course there is a die set for that. And this On a Hinge card lets you make fun cards that do things like that, where the legs swing back and forth. This one, there's actually all kinds of things. I've seen a sample where someone actually just put the legs coming out from underneath the egg and they swing back and forth. And I also saw one where the chick was in the egg and it swings back and forth. What you need in addition to those stamps and dies to make that work is you need the On a Hinge die, and you need the slider discs in some little foam dots. And what you do is you make a little piece like this that you attach your legs onto, and then attach that to your card, and you can see how that swings back and forth. So really is not all that hard to create, and it's really, really cute. Also got back in the very popular Inky Fingers. I think a lot of you are getting this with the thought of using it with your grandkids and other kids that are in your life. This is a set that's designed for you to use with your thumbprint or fingerprint, and you can see there you can make the little bunnies. There is a chick, the sun, and some butterflies, and so that is a really fun little stamp set, and I will show you some samples of all this here when I get done. Also for Easter, there were several new Easter sentiment sets, and this has been one of the most popular ones. This one is called Hand-Lettered Easter, and you can see it has the 4 different sentiments on it in this really beautiful font. Also got in, this stencil is an older stencil, but we're going to be using it in an upcoming class, and it's a really great one. It's called Here Comes the Sun. And here you can see we used it on this Easter card to do this background, and with that we used the Third Day border die, which is also by Tailored Expressions. So pretty simple card, but really, really effective. This is another one of their new script words, perfect for Easter time. It is called Rejoice. We have both the script die and we also have the backer die. You don't have to have the backer die, but it really sets things off, I think, really, really nicely. Here you can see we have used it on this card, and see how nicely that backer die sets it off. This also has a sentiment in it from one of the other new Easter sentiment sets from Tailored Expressions, the one Easter Words of Faith. So really nice. Before I show you samples, I just wanted to show you some really pretty cardstock. We got restocked on some cardstock from Tailored Expressions, and while I had it out, I just had to show you, if you're working on Easter or spring projects, look how gorgeous all of these colors are. This is all Tailored Expressions paper. These are pretty bright colors here, kind of chase the gloom away. We've had so many gray days lately, but we also have all these really pretty pastel-y colors as well. So lots and lots of choices for you for your Easter and spring projects. All right, let me show you just a few samples of some of these things that we got in here. The first one is the Folk Art Tulip stencil, and I especially love this one because it's so subtle. They used a very pale color and they didn't fill in the whole stencil, so it just provided just a little bit of background. This is actually on the inside of a card, but you can obviously go much bolder with it if you want and get a completely different look. Here is a sample with the GeoQuad background, and see how pretty that is if you do tone-on-tone stamping. It just makes a really nice simple background and just put a fun sentiment on there. Here is another sample where they did it in white on craft paper, always a great color combination. And then here is one where they just did a really subtle background, and they took advantage of those quadrants and put a different image in each quadrant, so something else that you can do with it. Here is a sample with the hand-lettered Easter. You can see what a pretty script that is. That's the, I think it's the Pretty Posies background, which is new that we do have in stock. Here is a sample with the Inky Fingers. You can see they've done the little bunnies and the sun with the thumbprint and then stamped the images from the stamp set over it. And here is another example where you can see those cute little bunnies there. And finally, here is an example with the No Drama Llama die set, and you can see once again that there is the GeoQuad background in the background a lot, along with the skinny Fiesta border dies up there at the top, which we also have in stock. All right, that's it for Tailored Expressions. I'll just remind you that we have a class tonight, so we will be open a little bit later than normal, probably until at least about 7 or 7:30 or so. So if there's something that you see here that you like, you might want to stop by and check it out. Hope you all have a great evening, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye.